let us try to understand like basic things about communication satellites. Okay, so what happens with respect to communication satellite means, for a communication satellite, generally what would be there? There would be a satellite, artificial satellite in this space, outer space, and there would be a transponder at the on the Earth surface. That means in the offices, transponders. So what we will do, a communication satellite would be a kind of artificial satellite. What it will do, that relays and amplifies the radio telecommunication signals via transponder. So with the help of transponder is a small device which amplifies the signals. For amplification of the radio signals, that helps. So with the help of transponder, that will amplify, and that provides us the high quality signals. So that is one thing. So this would be done by communication satellites. So if you see, there would be a transmitter and there would be a receiver with respect to this. So in middle we will have satellite. So transmitter will transmit the signals and it will reach the satellite, and again it will return back and it will be traced by the receiver. So that's how it works. Okay, so we don't have any much importance of this because technical aspects we don't want, but what we want is like types of communication satellites and what are the various systems that we have. Okay, so generally if we say, we have two things like INSAT program and GSAT program. So these are the communication satellite programs that we have. Okay, INSAT program is nothing but Indian National Satellite System, or Indian National Satellite System, INSAT program. So that is one thing. So usually these are the satellites, or these are the applications that we can obtain from these INSAT series satellites. Okay, so generally for telecommunication, for education purposes, or for telemedicine, all these things. Okay, so then navigation satellites. So what are navigation satellites? Yesterday we were having a brief discussion about navigation satellites. So when we want to move from one place to another place, we will go for we will trace the location and all those things clubbed with AI technology. So here navigation satellites, they will help in exact and precise geographic location of a particular object. Okay, so let's say for example it can be a moving object or it can be a static object. If you want to get an exact or precise geographic location, so that location can be obtained with the help of navigation satellites. Okay, so when you see here how the navigation satellites will work and what is the technique that the navigation satellites use. So usually these satellites will use a technique, called trilaceration method. So they will use a method called trilaceration method. Okay, so what is trilaceration method? Because this is the method that they will use, these satellites will use to determine the position of an object. We are saying that this is the basic function of it. So how they will determine, how these things, with the help of these satellites, we will determine the position of an object. Okay, so let's try to see what is trilaceration method. So when you see the word tri, so what do you get to your mind? So when you see the word tri means we have three things. Okay, so here how we will get things means, first of all, remember there is an object somewhere. Okay, so let's say here is an object, so we have to obtain the place of this. So through trilaceration method, what we will do, you see, like we will take up, there will be three satellites. So we will take three satellites as reference points and we will try to look at the exact place. So first, if this is the location of an object, then we will get first, we will try to trace it from first satellite, and first satellite will say that in this region that particular object is there. Okay, let's say for example this is this part, and if you see from this radius, this is the location it is present, let us assume, okay. But if you look from this perspective, it can be there any side of this. Let's say, for example, anything I am just taking hypothetically, like a 150 kilometers, roughly I'm just taking hypothetically. So this is the radius. So it will point out that from 150 kilometers from this radius of this satellite, this is available. But this can be this side, this direction, this direction, this direction, any direction it may be. So to just give further clarity what this navigation satellites will use means, they will use another satellite, and another satellite will recommend that this particular object is located in this zone, in this zone. Now you see, this is another satellite's area, this is another satellite's area. So this shows that this is there roughly in this area. This shows that this is there roughly this side of this. That means now we have got, from this satellite's point of view, we have got that this is at this side, okay. From this satellite we have got that this particular object is there in this direction. So now at this intersection, this particular point is located, okay. So that is one thing. But still there is confusion that that object can be here, 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 anywhere. Where is that exactly? Still we will have some sort of confusion. So to clear that, so we will have another satellite. So third satellite's help would be taken. So there, that would be done like this. Third satellite will give its recommendation. Now see the point of intersection where these three are cutting. Now you see, this is cutting here, this is cutting here, and okay. So where three will cut, in the sense, so here, can you see, this is the place where three signals from these three satellites are getting crossed, so intersected. So at this point the object would be there, okay. Likewise, so based upon that they will handle, or they will track this one. So that method is known as trilateration method, okay. So that's how they will determine the position. That means navigation satellites would be series of satellites. It is not one satellite, rather it would be like a series of satellites would be there, and with reference to that the distance or the location of an object would be tracked. So that is one. So try to remember this method. So questions, how questions can be there means, questions would be there like the trilateration method which was seen in news recently is in relation to what. So such kind of things can be expected, such kind of things can be done. So that is one. So here, with reference to India, if you see, there are two types of navigation satellite programs, okay. Two types of navigation satellite programs. So what are they? So we have said that what is the chief purpose of navigation satellites? It is for location of the precise location of the object, okay. So that is one thing. So this navigation, if we talk from the navigation point of view, so there we can have two types of utilities. One, navigation can be tracked for civilian purposes, okay, for civil aviation purposes. That means like we can have for civilians or civil aviation, or simply to say aviation purpose. Aviation means Air Force. So civilian means general, normal aspects. So if we talk from the perspective of these two, so in order to just fetch the navigation facilities for aviation sector, there we have one navigation system called Gagan. Gagan system. Okay, so Gagan is one thing that is purely for aviation sector. Okay, and second thing, for civilian purposes, we have one navigation system called IRNSS, Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System. Regional Navigation Satellite System. Okay, so this is geo augmented GPS aided navigation system. Okay, so that is the full form of Gagan. Okay, so that means we have two types of systems. One is Gagan system and other one is IRNSS system. So just have a look at Gagan system. So Gagan system is one system that is been intended to meet the requirements of civil aviation requirements. Now can you able to remember it? Civil aviation requirements. So now, how this project, how this Gagan system has been developed? This system has been developed by ISRO along with Airports Authority of India, AAI. So ISRO has worked jointly with Airports Authority of India and jointly developed this system, that is GPS aided geo augmented navigation system. So this is one system that is intended for civil aviation, to meet the civil aviation requirements. Then next one is with respect to IRNSS, that is Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, IRNSS system. So this system is purely for civilian purposes. Okay, so now this system has been developed by ISRO, and let's try to see what are the various components of this IRNSS in later portion. Okay, so first let's try to proceed with Gagan. So Gagan is GPS aided geo augmentation navigation system. So what is this? It is a satellite based augmentation system. Remember SBAS. So somewhere you write that SBAS. Things can be asked like, for example, which of the following are SBAS services provided? Likewise. So SBAS means satellite based augmentation system. Okay, so SBAS would be generally navigation systems. Okay, so here this system has been jointly implemented by Airports Authority of India as well as ISRO. So these are two organizations that are involved in the maintenance of this particular system. Okay, so then if you talk about other such kind of satellite based systems across the board, so we have some other examples, like for example for USA. Now as far as India is concerned, we are using Gagan system, okay, for civil aviation sector, to meet the requirements of civil aviation sector. In the similar fashion, USA uses, that means United States of America, has its own navigation system called Wide Area Augmentation System. So it is called WAS. Okay, that WAAS. Like Gagan, it is WAAS. Remember. So in the similar fashion, for Japan, they have MSAS. MSAS means Multifunctional Satellite Augmentation System. Multifunctional Satellite system augmentation system. So in the similar fashion, for India we have Gagan. So then for China we have SNAS. SNAS means it is Satellite Navigation Augmentation System. So likewise for South Korea, they had like a WADPGS, that is Wide Area Differential Global Positioning System. So these are different navigational satellite systems that different countries possess. Okay, do you remember in 2023 exam there was a question with reference to the regional navigation satellite system? Question was simple. Simple question was that which of the following countries has had their own regional navigation satellite system? So four options they have given, like they have given four options. So the option was the right option was with reference to, seems like Japan. Japan was the answer. So they have given French, Germany. So I don't remember the options, but that was a question. So yes. With reference to? Yes, yes, these are navigation satellite system. Navigation satellite systems purpose is for requiring the needs of civil aviation. That means generally for maintaining air traffic and all those things, or likewise.
And so my second question is that when people talking about navigation satellite, so whenever they tell us the location, so what is the term of latitude, longitude, right? What
So
are the
that's what latitude and longitude that we will use generally for tracking any object of through other methods. So here, when we are using the satellites and this particularly navigation satellites, they will use this trilateration method. Trilateration method will involve these three components. We will derive the data from these three satellites. So at the point of intersection, we can have the location of the exact location of the object. So finding the location of an object by using latitudes and longitudes, that would be a part and parcel of cartography method. So we will map. In cartography, we will do that, like where it comes. So that is different thing. So that is general way we will locate. But if you want to just have exact live location of something or like moving objects, so that is different. Are you getting that? So slightly it varies. Okay, the purpose varies likewise. So that is one thing, and these are satellite-based augmentation systems. So that we have with reference to various countries. So remember, try to remember these things also. There is every possibility that such things may also be asked in the exam, like which of the following countries has their own satellite-based augmentation systems, SBAS. SA, this kind of question can be there, or match the following. In that aspect also they may pick the question. Okay, so that is one thing. So then, yes, yes.
what is augmentation system?
Augmentation means enhancing anything, is nothing but augmentation. So here, augmentation means will be enhancing the enhancing the location, and precise location can be obtained. Are you getting? So with reference to finding out location, enhancing the traceability of the location, or the placement of that particular object. So there, that is augmenting. Augmenting means enhancing something. So that is one thing. So then second type of navigation satellite system we have is IRNS system. So this IRNS system is also known as NAVIC system. So what is NAVIC? Navigation with Indian constellation. So NAVIC. So we'll call it as in short form as NAVIC. Okay. So IRNSS means Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System. So look at the word regional. Regional means it is confined to these certain locations only, and not to entire Earth. Likewise. So we have to take likewise. So who developed it? It has been indigenously developed by India. Okay. So then, what is the extent or distance that this satellite system covers? So this satellite services covers Indian landmass plus 1500 kilometers in and around the Indian landmass. Okay. So if we take from mainland region, so from there we can go up to 1500 kilometers radius. So we can have that. That is the area of its coverage. Okay. So then we are saying that it is a system. So system usually consists of different satellites. So it consists of a series of 7 satellites, which includes 3 geostationary satellites and 4 geosynchronous satellites. Okay. Now can you able to understand what is geostationary satellites and geosynchronous satellites? Geostationary satellites, where they will be there, what would be the position of geostationary satellites? Yes, very good. Yes, yes, exactly. Geostationary, always they will roam, they will just orbit along the equator. Okay, so along the equator they will be having. And geostationary, what would be the height, at which height they would be placed? Yes, very good. 36,000 kilometers, exactly to say 35,786 kilometers height. So at that height they would be placed and they would be orbiting. Geosynchronous satellites. So geosynchronous means they would be placed at the same height. Thing is that they will have different orbit. That's it. Like they can move like this, they can move like this, or they can move in any direction, but not at the equator. But they would be placed at that height, 36,000 kilometers height. So that is one thing. So one another important thing is that location accuracy is better than 20 meters. That means location till 20 meters. Like for example, till that focus, we can have exact location, what are all there, so which can be present in that. So all such kind of information can be grabbed by it. So these are some of the basic things. So just have a look at the navigation satellite systems that are present worldwide. So worldwide in the sense, world system of regional satellite system, navigation systems. So like IRNSS, which we are using, in the similar fashion, USA uses GPS. What do you mean by GPS? GPS is, yes, below, good, global positioning system. So GPS is the regional navigation and global navigation system of USA. Okay. In the similar fashion, for Japan, we have QZSS, quasi zenith satellite system. So we'll call it as quasi zenith satellite system. So QZSS. So that is for Japan. Okay. And then for Russia, we have GLONASS. And for India, we have NAVIC, that is IRNSS. For European Union, we have Galileo, that is the name of their navigation satellite system. So then China, this is BIDO. So BIDO is the navigation satellite system that China has. So try to remember these names also. So last year in 2023, they picked simple thing, like they didn't give the names, but simply they asked which of the following countries has its own navigation system. So that was one thing they have asked. Okay. So likewise, when you know this and this, so in match block also there can be questions. Okay. But anyhow, very recently they have asked, they might not ask immediately, but this can be picked like satellite based augmentation system, because they have touched that aspect and there is every possibility that they may move to such kind of aspects. Okay. Remember that one.